Hello friends, this is Growl, and welcome to Wafflecat Weekly number 39. We had a little bit of delay for the last couple Wafflecat Weeklies. I've been taking a little bit of break from WoW, and then the beta stuff came out, and I was playing a little bit of beta, and yeah, so we had basically 2 full weeks of, I think one of them was Wrath launch, and my guild wasn't raiding, so we had lots and lots of no vaults, but we made sure we snuck in a stream on Tuesday, and we got some weeklies done, so we got some vaults to open. So, without further ado, we have what's probably the, we'll talk about the affixes later. Let's open the boxes. Let's check our loot specs, because who knows what sort of shenanigans we were up to for this following week. But that's okay. I think we were playing Prot on our Pally to do a weekly. Okay, so Crit Mastery boots, big eye level upgrade. We'll take it. We're very happy taking some eye level upgrades. Getting our guys caught up, making leveling a bit easier. And bam. Alright, we're 287, although we do have some kind of questionable items equipped. But we have a weapon at least. We have an okay trinket. We'd like, I don't know, maybe some damage trinkets or something for leveling. But it is what it is. Prodigy will never complain about an upgrade. On to the Druid. This is the guy that, silly enough, that we kind of care the most about, because he'll be leveling for us. If I remember, I think I got a DPS trinket of some sort. Yeah, so I got a Elemental doing my weekly key, so I have double DPS trinkets, which will be nice for leveling. Although I do kind of want to get KSM to upgrade some of my stuff, because my Druid's actually done so few keys this season that I don't even have KSM to get Valor upgrades. Even though I have a time 28 and some 20s, 3 of the dungeons I haven't even been in. So I guess I'm going to maybe try and sneak into a Gambit or something this week. But let's see, loot spec is in Boomy. There we go. Damn, a couple Firecats hanging out outside, huh? Maybe we'll join them. Protecting Bitband Haste Mastery. Probably okay. I don't know, we'll just take it. I don't know if I'm gonna end up using it, because the mastery is gonna be a little bit of a damage loss. But yeah, we'll grab it anyway, because what are we going to do with 2 sockets, or I mean 2 coins? Alright, on to the next one. Quite unfortunate, they opened up M Plus on beta for 3 days, and then they took it down again. I was streaming, and mid-stream they just took down the beta M Plus. I'm like, alright, well, I guess I'll just stop doing this. But maybe we'll do some live keys this week. I know my squad wanted, or talked about wanting to do it a little bit. Yeah, we're in Kyrian, but we are in Holy Spec. All right, let's open with our Pally. Boots. And that's a pretty big item level upgrade. We lose the hate. Those are not the stats we want, but that's okay. Again, we will take item level upgrades on characters that are this abandoned. Oh, actually, dang it. I just realized that the reason my boots are so low is because normally I have legendary boots. Okay, maybe I fumbled there. Not that I need the sockets anyway, but alright. I guess I have new Prot Paladin boots to wear. Perfect. Alright, I have new boots for my Prot Paladin. Who knows? Maybe I'll use that. I'll actually use it at some point. But yeah. Sorry, Fragility. Maybe missed out on a socket. Alright, on to the Shaman. Shaman's been keeping up on gear for most of the expansion, but I think he's fallen behind now. Just haven't been doing as many keys. Haven't been playing him, haven't been sneaking him into raid. He's doing alright, 288. Loot spec is Elemental. Alright, here we go. We have legs, which we use tier legs. Okay, so we'll take these. We will tier these up. We'll happily take these and get the little item level upgrade. Hopefully we remember to tier them. Put them in the middle of my inventory. That's usually my system for, hey, remember to do something with this. Alright, last character, we have the priest. I think I only did 1 key on my priest. However, we did a full clear of Mythic. So we will have 3 Mythic slots and then 1 Mythic Plus slot, which most of the stuff I need is pretty much from Mythic Raid anyway. What do I need anyway? We have a lot of very good items. We have 311 weapon and offhand. We have a stat stick with avoidance, and then a reservoir and a tuft at 304. We have a 304 avoidance. We have a 304 Anduin ring. We have 304 boots, pants, belt with a socket, gloves with avoidance. There's 311 chest, cape, shoulders, my 2 legendaries. I mean, a 311 helm I guess would be nice, or just something that I already have with avoidance. Dang, this guy is actually decked out. This dinar system is pretty sweet. Not gonna complain about dinars, that's for sure. Well, let's see. Loot spec is in holy. It doesn't matter really. See what we get. Alright, so we have Faith's Crucible. That is our trinket from being in holy spec. Then we have First Mastery Ring, 311 Rygalon trinket, and a 304 weapon. So nothing that we want. I think we will take our tokens. How many tokens do we have already? We already have 6. I'm sure we can do something with them, sell them or something. Oh well, there's our vault. After I looked at my priest gear, I was actually realizing that probably not a good chance to get an upgrade, given how strong our gear is. Kind of why we haven't been that motivated to make sure we do all of our weeklies every week, I guess. It's starting to make sense now. Alright, so let's look at the keys. The affixes this week are Tyrannical, Bursting, Volcanic, Shrouded. So this is probably the best Tyrannical week of the season. And if you are looking to maybe get KSM or something, or any sort of achievements, or you just are bored and you want to do keys, this is certainly a good week to do it. It is Tyrannical, so I would say keys are like slightly harder, especially some of the really tough boss dungeons like Upper, Mechagon Workshop, Grimrail. Those dungeons can be a little bit tougher than normal, but yeah, this is still a really, really good week to play. And if you're not doing like super high cutting edge keys, you may even find this this week easier. Honestly, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. Bursting can be a little tough in the Murloc area of Gambit with all the jumpy guys, but on Tyrannical it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, that is this week's affixes. There's a lot of little things to talk about. First is the Mythic Plus gearing update that they've posted for Dragonflight. They've sort of like announced a weird sort of system where you actually can have the option of getting better gear from your weekly vault if you do a 18 and if you do a 20, which I think is very, very cool. They in turn, I think, are going to make keys a little bit harder. Some people are a little bit frustrated that, okay, well, now in order to get a max vault, I need to do 8 20s, and that's actually hard. And yeah, that's the point. The point is not for, you know, everyone's been used to getting the max Mythic Plus vault every week because it's just very, very easy. But I don't know, it's always been kind of a gimme, right? Like, it's kind of weird that that's the best loot that you get from M Plus is just a gimme that they give to anybody who can do a 15. And having rewards in 18s and 20s, even though it might feel like it's a little more work if you're trying to min-max your character, number one, you're just going to flat out be getting better loot than you were getting before. And number two, it sort of gives an option for people who are not raiding to catch up a little bit more. So I'm definitely excited for that. It looks like they're taking M Plus a little bit more seriously. We just got done with the first round of M Plus testing on beta as well, which was very, very late. There were 2 dungeons. One of them was Ruby Life Pools. One of them was Azure Vaults. Ruby Life Pools was like a really short dungeon. It was only 3 bosses. It was kind of linear. It was really, really fun to heal. I'm going to put out some videos on Druid and Paladin, I hope, coming up this week. and talking about my first impressions of them, and it's going to have some footage from Ruby Life Pools. Honestly, a lot of the stuff is probably going to get nerfed, but it was still a very, very fun dungeon. I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't quite give it like S tier level, just because there wasn't that much variety in like the way you could route it. It was a little bit linear, but it had cool boss fights. It was short. It was actually, it was pleasantly surprising how good the dungeon came out. And the other dungeon was Azure Vaults. Yeah, that one was a little bit less of my favorite. It had a lot of casters. There were a lot of kicks going on, a little bit less interesting boss fights, less stuff going on to heal. Reminded me a little bit of Spires in a way, in the sense that there's just a lot of like walking around, like RP time, lots of casters, pulls that weren't that big. That dungeon was definitely not my favorite. I don't have a lot of great suggestions on what they should do to fix it. Just maybe add some more mobs. Like, I don't know. The problem is they kind of wanted to make, like, aesthetically, they hit the mark, I think, with making it look like some really huge, massive underground vault with all these creatures. But the problem is, in a speedrun setting, when you're trying to speedrun that and you're in like this huge cave where you can't mount and you're just like walking down these like massive stairs, it's like, I don't know, it felt like it just was a little bit of a slow dungeon. But we'll see. I didn't play it too much, but yeah, that was my first two impressions of the two M+ dungeons that were tested in beta. I'm kind of wondering if they're going to test all 8 of the dungeons. Or are they going to test the older ones, like Jade Serpent and Court of Stars? I mean, they don't need to test Court of Stars, I assume. I mean, maybe they want to for, like, balance purposes, but, I mean, that one was literally in the rotation in Great Push, like a year ago or something. So, yeah. But I'm hoping that they put more dungeons on the PTR very soon. I also dabbled in the crafting a little bit. The new crafting system, and oh my gosh, is it so intense. There is like so much more stuff going on than this. Like, this current crafting system is basically just like you make stuff and that's it. Like, the other one has like crafting items and crafting talents, and it's gonna take a really, really long time to max out all that stuff. I don't know I mean, I assume they've set it up so that like each of the points is like beneficial to you and like makes you feel like you're, you know, making more money or becoming a better crafter or making better stuff. I'm kind of wondering how it's going to work out in terms of like, if you don't want to engage in it. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think it's just a net positive for the most part, because it's giving something to do for the people that like to do that sort of thing, that hopefully will, you know, reward, like, you know, they'll feel rewarded and they'll be happy doing that, but it's not necessarily something that's mandatory. The only issue that I see is it will definitely, you know, people complain about pay to win and being able to buy stuff with gold. People complain about Shadowlands needing to buy a legendary. I don't think you'll need to buy crafted gear. It won't be anywhere in the power level of legendaries in Shadowlands, but it'll definitely, like, if you're at the beginning of the patch, you're definitely going to want to buy crafted stuff to make your guy stronger faster, you know? Like, everyone knows the first couple weeks of the patch when it's actually like kind of hard to get item level, and it might be hard to get groups if you're not like getting good drops, you're not getting lucky with like your vault or whatever. It can feel like you're kind of falling behind, and or if other people are just buying crafted stuff, right? So remains to be seen. I think it should be fine. I wouldn't worry about the crafting stuff too much. It was definitely a little intense, and I don't imagine myself doing any of that or much of it when the game goes live, but it's something to note. It's the first time that I dabbled into that. But yeah, there's like different qualities of gems and different qualities of enchants, and so many different enchants. Like, I remember people talking about how there's too many consumable type things in the current game, and they definitely doubled down on that, which is whatever. It doesn't really affect me too much. I just wish maybe they would add more ways for people to make gold. You know, just like reward people with gold when they like clear a raid or something like that. Or like helping people in like lower difficulties or whatever, so that you could just like play the game and have gold instead of having to like do profession stuff or do boosts or whatever. But yeah, that is about it. Sorry for the lack of vids. It's usually what happens in the Wafflecat Weekly. I apologize for the lack of vids. I'm kind of like in this weird spot where I have some leftover footage from Shadowlands that I'm kind of just like, I don't really want to like do anything with this because it's old, and then I have like waiting for this beta M plus stuff to come out. But yeah, oh well. We have M plus soon. We have some vids now. I can start talking about some healers. They said they're mostly done with the class trees, so we can start doing that. But yep, that's that. Thanks for watching, friends. Good luck in your vaults if you guys are still doing your weekly keys, and I will see you when I see you. Peace.